And welcome back to Good Things Utah on this Tuesday. What do cookies have to do with mental health besides that they just make us feel really good when we eat them?
Bennett is the founder of Dirty Dough and joins us now to talk about how they are making a difference. Bennett, welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Okay, we're drooling over this setup here. Dirty Dough has been around for how long?
Started in November of 18.
And you are growing so
we're growing
rapidly. Tell us what the last few years have been like.
So we franchised about 18 months ago, and we're currently in, I think, 8 or 9 states, 20-something stores, and 350 plus that we're opening throughout the nation.
Does that blow your mind how quickly you've grown, and what do you attribute your success to?
Yes, it definitely blows my mind.
Yeah.
We've created a very simple franchise model. So all of these cookies are produced in a centralized production facility. Everything is pre-portioned. We just ship it to the franchises to be baked fresh on site. So it's allowing our franchisees a really simple operating system. 1 or 2 employees oftentimes, and you're just putting a cookie puck in the oven.
They look so decadent.
I think
look so good.
The name's so fun. Like, I love the sign that said it's time to get dirty.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're all
branding's a part of it.
Because they're packed in there with what inside the dough?
Yeah, so every single one of our cookies is stuffed with something, which kind of goes into the mental health play. So, like here on the left side is the fried ice cream. That's a dulce de leche that it's stuffed with.
Right out there?
Yep, on the very left there.
Is that a chocolate chip next to it?
That's a chocolate chip. And then here we go to the gluten-friendly, which is awesome.
Oh,
a lot of people.
Brienne? Gluten-friendly cookies.
Come take a bite.
My friend.
And then we have a protein cookie that's being released this Friday. So it's 25 grams of protein.
A sneak peek here?
Yes, sneak peek here, and it's super good. Oreo, and that one's stuffed with an Oreo cream. This is one of our triple layer cookies.
I have had my eye on that since I walked
it's
over.
A good one.
What is that? What's in there?
So you have a chocolate dough in the middle covered by a peanut butter dough, and in the very center there's a hot fudge. So we have the only 3-layer cookie in the world, which is really cool, and we really try to focus, again, just stuffing everything full of as much goodness as possible. Then moves to the orange dreamsicle, and then a better than. Yeah, I'll just say that.
So, well, Bennett, the packaging and the branding is incredible, but it also has to taste good.
It does.
How do you keep quality control while you're growing so quickly?
Due to our model that we have just a few professional bakers mixing thousands and thousands of cookies per batch, and then everything is ran through a machine to ensure, correct portioning, correct filling sizes, and all of that. So it makes it a lot easier to scale when all of the quality control is done at a corporate level.
Well, I can tell there's a good chocolate chip to cookie ratio, which I really appreciate. But
You
we
noticed
talked
that.
about, always, first things first. We talked about the branding, and I see that you have some positive messages on the box. You mentioned the mental health aspect. Elaborate on that.
Yeah, so I wanted Dirty Dough to be much more than just a cookie company. It was, how do we give it? How do we tie in kind of a give back? So, it all starts with the mission statement, and it's to find joy and fulfillment despite life's dirtiness in ourselves and others. So it's all about how do we have more joy and happiness in this life at the same time without waiting, I guess, for life to be perfect. So that's the despite life's dirtiness. So that's what all of our boxes, when somebody comes in and buys a Dirty Dough cookie, we really want it to be more of a pick-me-up. So here, life gets messy, and that's okay. It's what's on the inside that counts, perfectly imperfect, things like that. And it's really meant to fight against what I believe is causing the mental health crisis, which is kind of the Instagram and the social media effect, that it's expectations versus reality is our happiness. So as social media becomes more prevalent, the expectation of where we should be goes up, where the reality stays the same, and that distance is creating a lot of the depression, anxiety, sadness. So we want our cookies to represent, it's okay if they don't look perfect, because it's the inside that matters
To
most.
that point, the Life is Sweet Foundation is funding 1,000 mental health wellness centers over the next 5 years.
Yes, that's the bare minimum. Hopefully
That's
we
the
can
goal.
get it. Yeah, that's the
And
goal.
when you purchase these cookies, you're doing great things for your mental health because they just feel good to eat, but you're also helping the foundation.
Yep, so every time we open up a store, we will target all of the K through 12 schools within a 20-mile radius, and then we'll award a grant to then be built for the local school to build a mental health wellness center.
I like that you're doing that.
Bennett, I love how you just described that ratio, the reality, the expectations. That was so well said. But right now, our reality
Speaking of ratios,
we get to try these. Okay, you've had your eye
okay,
on
so
that
should
guy.
I open up this one and show you what, like, how gooey?
Break it open.
Oh, look at that! Look at the goo inside. Like, it just, there we go.
Oh my goodness!
Wow. Okay, so you want our viewers to try these? You have a special deal for them right now.
Yes, we do. So we are doing 15% off for the rest of the week. It's Life is Sweet 15, and that you could redeem that online, nationwide shipping, or I think we're at 11 stores in Utah, with another 3 opening in the next 2 weeks.
Love it.
Congratulations.
DirtyDoughCookies.com. Everybody 15% off, valid May 30th through June 3rd. Go to our website for more information. We'll put a link right there. Bennett, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks to Dirty Dough for this sponsored interview. Cheers. We will be right back with more. I don't know how it gets sweeter than this on a Tuesday.